All right, guys, it's Copper Cutlass, and we're about to endeavor into starting to, we're going to do a valve job at least on one uh, chamber, one, whatever you want to call it. But we're going to do the intake and exhaust. There's already a pre-existing valve job there, but there's plenty of material in the valves. I talked to my buddy Dave and my machinist. Today, actually, I went and picked up a couple of arbors, which aren't going to work for us because some of these diameters for the pilot drives are proprietary to brand. And what we have, I would need the entire other set of pilots, which is actually at his shop, to make it all work. I have a bunch of stones here, but I actually, with the stuff that I got that came with this specific valve grinder, I got a bunch of 45s here. I got old valves I'm using to just kind of hold everything up now. These are 60s, and these are 30s. So that's what we're going to be using. 45 being our main contact area to the valve, I believe. If I butcher this, I'll butcher this. But then we got our 60, so it's going to be 60, 45, 30. We're going to take, because we were messing around with the valves to figure out how this works. So these valves are kind of garbage anyway. And we're going to kind of give it a go and see what happens. I've already dressed the stones that I need. And I did make a bit of a mess because this stone, or was it the 45? The 45 somebody had cut. So what happened was the dresser here was bottomed out, and somebody tried to actually dress it without adjusting this arbor, which this arbor will move up and down. Again, now that I've been dressing stones, some things are actually making kind of sense to me. So, he was bottoming it out, and it was actually grinding on the bottom, and it had a huge ridge. So we made a mess saving this stone. There's a lot of material there, but this is probably what we're going to be dealing with for the intake side. So I have enough stones for the intake and for the exhaust. So that will kind of work out. I did start marking them, but I'm like, it's going to be really hard to keep track of. But a little tip that I learned from the internet: if you put your 45s together and your edges are parallel on the flat surface to each other, those are matching stones, whether they're a smaller diameter, etc., etc. So we got a bunch of 45s there, a couple of 60s, and some 30s. And this one is just going to be small enough to do the exhaust. And since the 30 goes up top, I don't think it's going to be an issue. We'll find out. I may have to order up a couple, but actually digging through the box that I found that came with this, we got just enough to get going. So we're going to have at it. Our stones are dressed. I got to put oil in the machine because ever since I brought it in the basement, I haven't followed through with that. And our test subject is going to be these number 5A heads, which I believe are from 1969. And they're pretty much garbage. They became sprinkler systems for an engine, which is not good. But I'm going to go ahead and, once I get a proper headstand, this is going to be perfect because I get to sit down and kind of not work crouched over. Sometimes working standing up is uncomfortable, but at this height right now, it will be comfortable. Standing here for a little bit to do the valves won't be bad, but you do have to hold that drill drive for the seat grinder, and that's what would hurt your back and everything, and that's where it's better to kind of sit down, I think. So for now, we're going to figure it out. I'm kind of just having a go at it, and then once I go furthermore, I will develop a workstation, but we're going to see how it goes. I was kind of excited that I caught my machinist on a good day where he didn't have anything going on, and we were able to talk a little bit about a couple of things. I talked to my buddy Dave yesterday, so it's still fresh on my mind, and I'm like, you know what? We're going to jump for it. So we'll see how this goes. All right, guys, it's Copper Cutlass. I don't know how good you're going to be able to see any of this stuff, but we cleaned up the cylinder head. I do have a pattern in there. We did our 45, our 60, then our 30. We ground our valve. We put a foot of 45 in it with a 30-degree back cut. and that worked out pretty good. The contact area on that, let's see how good you can see it on here. Pick a good spot. Let's see. Yeah, so we got about a 40 thou contact area with a 30 thou edge before you get to the margin. So that's I think that's okay. So yeah, it took a couple of tries. It wasn't too bad. After actually doing it, you know, everything is good, and the run out is actually pretty good. I have to zero this out because it is oh, well, let's see. Did it move? Oh, I think I kind of jarred it. There's a little bit of a rough spot in this gauge, and it moves like jumps 2 thou. Right there. You see it and driving it down. We're going to go ahead and do this. This thing's old, so bear with me. And I am doing it one-handed. So, of course, when I need it to do something, it's at 5 thou, and it hasn't really moved. We've been kind of rotating it. The needle isn't jumping. You can hear it riding on the seat. So it's hard to zero it out with one hand. But you can see the needle isn't moving, so we don't have any real run out. So that's pretty cool. We're going to move on to the exhaust. And again, this is rough. I don't have any lapping compound. The stuff that was in the box is dry, and then the oiling system on this machine isn't working, so I think I'm going to do an external oil pump with a little M pump and just plumb it into the lines and just let the pump, because the oil pump in the machine does work, but there's like a weird kink in the line. This thing is awkward, bulky, and heavy, and I don't feel like dropping the oil pump. I could ultimately cut the belt for the pump and just render it useless, but it doesn't really hurt anything. I was kind of looking at the way that the system works, and it doesn't directly oil any of the moving parts of the machine. Those you still have to go into the oilers and oil them. So I found enough stones. I know I talked about buying them, but I actually found enough stones with the right thread pitch. I went to the machine shop and I hung out there, and I picked up a couple of the drivers. These are different threads. There's another one in the box because I brought 3 with me, but they're different diameters. But the arbors or the pilots are specific to the diameter. The hex is like universal. The actual diameter of the pilot, not the guide end, but where it goes, is specific to these. But having those will open up a world of options for stones, because we have a ton in here. And then there's a bunch in a box down there in a coffee can. So that was our first try. You know, we cleaned it and kind of cleaned it pretty good to where we could see what we're working with, clean the valves and all that stuff. So pretty happy with how everything turned out. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. There's a lot of better videos out there that actually explain how to do the valve job, but this is just kind of me being a little hyperactive, bored, and I've been wanting to do this. And I talked to Dave Meyer, Freak Cylinder Head Service, last night, and I just happened to call my machinist today, and I got him on a good day, and I went over there and we talked, and I picked those up, and I'm actually supposed to go back over there tomorrow. So I'll probably pick up some pilots that will work for us because he's got a ton of those. So we'll pick them up in a couple of variations that'll work with some of these drivers that we got, because some of these stones that we have are different thread pitches, and I did have to dress all of these, and I do have to do a little bit of work on the dressing machine, clean that up a little bit, but everything worked out pretty good, so I'm pretty happy. So let me know what you guys think.